There are some phrases that you probably have used and you might not even know where they come from.
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning to you all.
You changed it up a little bit. You added to you all.
I threw you off with that, yeah.
You little bit. I was about to say, it's game time.
That was the origin of the phrase, good mythical morning to you all.
Oh.
That's where it originated.
It was called good morning to you all. Mm-hmm. Okay, there are some common phrases that, euphemisms if you will, maybe that's not the correct term.
It isn't.
Phrases that like going cold turkey or kicking the bucket or saved by the bell. You've heard these phrases, but do you know that there is an origin to each one? We're gonna be playing a game today where I'm going to present the phrase, remind you what it means, even though you'll probably already know. Then I'm gonna give you the origin of that phrase. You're going to tell me, Link, whether or not I gave you the correct origin or not. I'm gonna give you 10, you get 6 out of 10 right, and you get to pie me in the face with this big pie.
Here it is, huh?
You don't get 6 out of 10.
I just thought this was our second breakfast.
Nope. You don't get 6 out of 10, I get to pie you in the face. So there's gonna be a pie in the face one way or another, okay?
So stick around for that. Okay.
Teaser!
I can't get it open, I wanna do that now.
Okay, well, while you're getting that pie open, which is not a phrase, I'm gonna say, going cold turkey, which means to quit something abruptly. Well, Link, in 18th century America, opium addiction was a huge problem. Some estimates say up to 15% of the population was addicted to opium. The prevailing medical opinion at the time was that raw turkey could ease the symptoms of opium withdrawal. So after a patient stopped using opium, he or she would consume nothing but raw turkey for 48 hours. Hence the phrase.
Raw turkey?
Raw turkey. Going cold turkey. They thought that raw turkey could treat opium withdrawal. Were you listening?
I think that's legit. Yeah, my hand's dirty, but I was listening.
Okay.
The raw turkey seems odd. No one's ever eaten raw turkey. I'm changing it. It's not legit. You made that up.
You are correct, Link. Yeah. That is false. The real origin of going cold turkey is people thought that. Are you okay?
Keep going. I gotta wipe.
You're making me nervous. You're leaving, you're coming, and you're opening things up. People thought that during drug withdrawal, which is a real thing, that the skin became translucent and would become covered with goosebumps, like the skin of a plucked turkey. That's the real origin. You use turkey skin. I don't know why they call it going cold goose. I don't know why they don't call it that, but that's what it is. Kick the bucket, which means to die. Mm-hmm. This is a little morbid. When a cow was killed at the slaughterhouse, a bucket was placed under it while it was attached to a pulley system. And sometimes the animal's legs would kick during the adjustment of the rope, and it would literally kick over a bucket before it died.
Why was there a bucket under there? You know what, I don't wanna know. I think the bucket was catching things that the dead cow let loose.
I would assume so.
That sounds true to me.
Link, you are correct!
You like pie?
2 for 2. Fun fact,
like pie?
A 5-gallon bucket, when filled to the very top, will hold 5.75 gallons.
What a rip-off.
5-gallon buckets are a lie. Jaywalking. It's when you cross the street in a reckless or illegal manner, not crossing at a non-intersection. Okay, during the early 1900s in New York City, after the introduction of the Model T Ford, everybody started using the Ford. People were killed or maimed by cars at an incredible rate. 1913 alone, 362 pedestrians were either killed or maimed by cars. Jonathan Jay, mayor of New York City at the time, passed a law that said pedestrians could only cross at designated intersections, and breaking the law became known as jaywalking.
People dying from cars or getting maimed. That sounds very feasible to me, doesn't it? To you? I'm with you. That's real.
And you're incorrect! Oh, that was such a good story, wasn't it?
That seemed feasible.
The real origin is not as satisfying as the one I made up. Jaybirds would come into the city and they weren't used to the city surroundings and traffic, and so people started saying that when somebody was acting erratically or crossing the street irresponsibly, they were acting like a jaybird. It was called jaywalking. Really?
I've heard crazy as a jaybird.
Yeah, okay.
Naked as a jaybird.
Crazy or naked. Sometimes you can be both. Saved by the Bell. During the Middle Ages.
Great show, by the way.
And this being rescued from an unwanted situation, right? During the Middle Ages, it was commonplace to hold public hangings. The idea is you've got a public hanging, and if there's a member of royalty who is present,
they can ring a bell.
They can ring a bell and let the person off the hook. They give their last words. Do you have any last words? And if the person, the royalty who's there, decides that, okay, this person should get off the hook, I'm gonna ring the bell.
Isn't that what happened in Gladiator? Which
I don't recall.
Like he would give the signal.
It was a thumbs up or thumbs down. So in the Middle Ages, it was a bell.
I'm saying yes, that's true.
It's false! Oh! Being buried alive was once a common occurrence, and they would hook a bell to the top of the grave and a little string. They were connected to a bell above the ground, and so
if someone was in like a coma or
they couldn't
unresponsive state, they would bury them.
Ringing the bell. You go out into the cemetery and be like, anybody ringing the bell tonight?
Why not just wait another day?
I don't know, man, because the bell thing's cool. You gotta admit, it's pretty cool.
So the bell went down to a string in the grave.
Spill the beans.
So I've got 2 of these right. I got
2 wrong. This means to reveal a secret. In ancient Greek mythology, beans were praised as healthy, magical seeds of the gods, and they believed that consuming specific beans at specific amounts at specific times of the day could give people incredible powers of precognition. They could tell the future. And so they would say, all right, spill the beans. Spill the beans, tell us about the future. In Latin, that is effundet fabum.
They thought that eating beans would allow them to tell the future?
Seeds of the gods, man.
Yes. For real?
False! They actually used beans for voting in ancient Greece, and black beans and white beans for yes and no. And if somebody spilled the beans while they were counting, then the election would be known. I gotta move through these. Pleased as Punch, which means to be very happy. A 17th century puppet show for children called Punch and Judy featured a puppet named Punch who always killed people. The act of killing him brought pleasure to him, and so he felt pleased with himself afterwards.
You make it add up.
That's true. In the puppet show, Punch and Judy have a baby that Punch is frequently tasked with babysitting. He actually sits on the baby and sometimes lets the baby run through a sausage machine while making dinner with a clown.
Oh gosh. All right, so I've only gotten 2 out of...
Has he missed 4 in a row now after that? So you got to get all the rest wrong, right? You got to get all the rest right, and you can win.
Right,
balls to the wall.
4. I've got to get all 4
in a row. Let's move fast. Balls to the wall. It means push to the limit. This is not of ancient origin. It was first coined in the 1986 BMX film Rad, one of my favorite movies from the 80s. Lead character Crew Jones says before his race the next day at Hell Track, "Tomorrow, I'm going balls to the wall." This is one that was, originated in a movie, which is a common way that things can come about.
False.
You're right, Lincoln. False. Yes.
All right.
It derives from aviation. The balls sit on top of the levers controlling the throttle and the fuel mixture, so you push them forward and they go balls to the wall. Rule of thumb. A broadly accurate guide or principle. Legend has it that 17th century English judge Sir Francis Butler ruled it was okay for a husband to beat his wife with a stick, given that the stick was no wider than his thumb. The rule of thumb.
That's horribly true.
Lots of people think this is the actual origin, but it's not true. It's most likely related, this is not as known, but it's most likely related to carpenters who would use the link between their knuckle and the end of their fingernail to measure things. It was about an inch, rule of thumb. Run amok.
Just go ahead and give me the right answer for this one.
Really? You feel that way?
I'm out, man. You gotta pie me.
Okay, all right. Run amok comes from the Malaysian word amok with a Q, which describes the behavior of tribesmen when under the influence of opium become wild, rampaging mobs that attacked everyone in their way.
They were called amoks?
Run amok. They're running amok.
Oh, amok is a tribal word for crazy. Crazy acting people. Okay.
Just try something. True or false, man? You're gonna lose anyway.
Oh, that's not actually it? True.
It is true. And finally, let the cat out of the bag. It means to divulge a secret. In times gone by, farmers would bring suckling pigs to the market wrapped up in a bag. Shady farmers would substitute a cat for a pig. If somebody let the cat out of the bag, the deceit was uncovered. True or false?
It sounds true.
It is true. And here's a fun fact before Link gets hit in the face. Tennis racket strings are still often made from catgut, but catgut is not a cat's gut. It is mostly sheep and goat gut, and sometimes cattle or other livestock, but never cat.
Never cat.
Never cat. Cat gut is not made from cats.
That lemon.
A lot of lemon. Whoa, we got a little lemon.
In the britches area, in the crotchus maximus.
Thanks for liking and commenting on this episode.
You know what time it is.
My name is Ana David, and I'm going on a trip to Mexico City with all my family. And it's time to spin the wheel of Mythicality.
If you like when people tweet, we think that's really neat. And that's just a phrase that I invented right now. You can go to the Rhett Link Twitter account, and I think we tweet like every day, at least a couple of times.
I think we do too. Click through to Good Mythical More, where we talk in detail about Saved by the Bell, the show.
The show.
Pretty amazing.
Rhett is calling for a pizza delivery from Link's Pizza Place. Bring, bring.
Hello, this is Link's Pizza Place.
Yeah,
just sitting here waiting for you to call.
Yeah, I love
and
you.
order a pizza.
Yeah, love your pizza.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So hello.
Yeah, am I interested in a pizza?
Yes, you are.
I'm not familiar with the different pizzas that you have. I mean, I know it's probably pretty
pies. Pizza pies.
But what, like, you got any weird stuff? I like weird pizzas. You got any weird stuff you put
Well,
on
I've got
pizzas?
one on my face right now. It's lemon.
You have a lemon pizza?
A lemon pizza pie on my face right now.
Do I just come down there and lick it off? I mean, how does that work?
And I'll give you one too. You want it? Dang it.
You can just stand up and show everybody.
It looks like a busted egg.
It's like somebody made an omelet on your crotch.
Crotch omelet.